Hi, welcome back to opinionsarethree.com. It's a site where you can leave your opinion on various topics. And I really don't care what your opinion is. I just need to know that it's your opinion. So if you have an opinion on one of the topics we've posted there, then just let me know. Just click on the box and leave your opinion. Now, please follow the rules. This is accessible to young people, so there's no profanity. And it's not a site where you're really just getting on to, insult anybody. I'd like to know and hear an actual opinion about some of the issues that matter in your lives. And when you're getting on there, you don't have to identify yourself completely. Just let me know your first name, maybe your last initial, and where you're from. So it could be Archie from Arkansas or Betty from, Brazil. I don't care. So I want to talk to you about something. Are you an ABG? Well, an ABG is anyone but God or anything but God. Now, before you close your ears to this, if you're someone who doesn't like religion, what I'm saying, I'm not telling you to believe or not to believe in anything. What I'm saying is there are people out there who believe in UFOs, little flying things that come from other planets that have to be either in our solar system, but probably not because we might have found them by now, or way off from a distant star. When you consider the vast distances and the speeds that you'd have to achieve to get there, scientists have pretty well determined that no one's coming from another star. Unless, of course, there's some technology that we just don't understand, and they talk about wormholes, and they talk about these things. These are all theoretical, man. That's what I'm talking about. You have people who believe in theoretical things and not necessarily about any aspect of religion, because it's all myth and metaphor. Yet, most of the things that we believe outside of what we can touch with our hands are based on, I don't know, things that we can't prove. I mean, science is supposed to be observable, repeatable, and measurable. You cannot measure, repeat, or observe something from another planet or whatever. So are you an ABG? In other words, if you are you basically possibly closing yourself to the possibility that there are things out there that you simply don't understand? And let's look at, for instance, some of what's been happening on this planet of ours. We're having terrible financial situations from many countries. We have this seemingly unstoppable drive towards some type of control over your finances. Now, some of you will have opinions on that. And if you're doing okay in the stock market, you probably think it's just a lot of fluff. But if you look at how the gap between those who don't have and those who have a lot is getting wider and wider, and the people in the middle, which is, I guess, most of us, are getting kind of squished. And, so much of wealth is being shifted towards a small group of people who are in charge of a very small group of companies that have a tremendous power, especially media companies, media communication. You see that there is the separation of wealth from the very poor to the very rich, and it's getting more and more noticeable. Now, if you look in something like Book of Revelation, and in your particular book of faith, whatever that may be, if you have one particular one, there may or may not be similar, I don't want to say anecdotes or stories, but similar passages that relate to what will be coming in the future. And one of those things might be disparity, or is that the word, disparity? But a separation of wealth between the very poor and the very rich, where you'll have to work all day long for a measure of wheat or 2 measures of barley. In other words, working for food, while those who have a lot will continue getting more. That's the way I read it anyways. Now, you can also look at what's happening with the world ecologically, with the storms and whatnot. Are they simply because of man-made or person-made global warming, human-affected global warming? Or is it because of something a bit more innocuous? What about, let's say, the shift from pushing people from the agrarian lifestyle into urban lifestyles? When you build all these cities out, you're putting all this concrete and asphalt down, all that stuff absorbs a lot of heat, and that heat creates heat domes. And if you have heat domes, you're affecting the actual patterns for hot and cold air that are above that heat dome, so that could be affecting weather. Yet, whenever there's a weather incident, people say, well, it's evidence of global warming, but is it? And the instances of global weather phenomena and the increased severity of these is also in the book of Revelation, where it says there will be storms in the various places. And then we move over to, let's say, wars and rumors of wars. Again, same thing. But we've always had wars, haven't we? So there's really no proof that it's talking about those things. It could just be a general statement that people say, well, we've always had wars, therefore if they wrote about wars 2,000 years ago, then so what? They had 2,000 years before that as well. But again, you have to look at all the parallels between what's happening in this world and what it says written down in certain books, and we have to ask ourselves, are these parallels just coincidence, or is there something more? And if you're one of the ABGs who simply refuse to look at anything outside of the scientific realm or whatever realm you dwell in, then are you closing your mind to the possibility that there's a message out there that is very important you should be listening to? Like I said, I don't know. You believe whatever you want. You want to swing a chicken over your head and scream out curses? You go right ahead. I don't care. You want to wear all white or all black or grow your hair long or short or have a beard? I don't care. Different societies have different ways to represent their beliefs. I'm simply saying that if you're one of those who do not believe in anything other than the scientific realm, then are you closing your mind to the possibility that there's something out there trying to warn you about where this world is going? And if that's the case, then things do go awry and they do start to see these parallels. Who are you going to blame? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? Who are you going to blame? I don't have the answers here. If you have a particular belief, if you have an opinion on whether or not there are parallels between what's happening now in this world and we seem to be heading towards, more war, possibly World War III, which, again, same thing. If you look in the book of Revelation, it kind of explains that. Also, by the way, there's some stuff in there regarding a big-ass rock that hits the earth, and it's happened before, so it should probably happen again. Again, I'm not telling you it is or it isn't. I'm not telling you what to believe. I am simply saying, if you see these parallels, then maybe there's something in there that you should be looking at. And if you don't, that's fine too. Leave your opinion if you have an opinion on whether or not there are parallels between certain apocryphal books of you know what I mean, okay? And what's happening in the world, or if you think it's just massive coincidence, leave your opinion. Again, please don't write to insult someone else's belief. Just tell me what your opinion is. And I would love to hear it. Opinionsaretefree.com. Just click on the corresponding button, leave your opinion, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again. Have a great day.